Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Bridget's Grove, and this is a video for 30 Days of Goddess about this new little system that I have devised as an addition to this 30 Days of Goddess practice. And I want to be clear so my inspiration for creating this with little decks of cards is to make this practice accessible to people who perhaps don't feel like they have time for or like they connect with the making the little prayer book. So the little prayer book is still the kind of the heart of the practice, or is still an important component. And so working on the prayer book is valuable, and I do encourage you to if you can, make space for it. If you want to make space for it, do, because it can be a really powerful practice. It can be a really special practice. It can be a very creative practice, and it can be a very connecting practice. At the same time, I acknowledge, or I'm recognizing, that some people feel that this creates a type of pressure, a type of competition is the wrong word, but perhaps a sensation that they're not doing good enough if they don't make time and space to do this elaborate page and cut out all the words and work on all the, if they don't write a new poem and they don't color, and then it kind of closes the practice to them. So my idea with developing these little cards is to open the practice to more people, to expand the possibility. It's not to simplify it or to reduce it. I don't want it to look like I'm saying that you can just mix and match cards and then that's all the ritual you need, and a spiritual path can be boiled down to 4 little decks of cards. That's not what I'm saying at all. This is designed to open up this 30 Days of Goddess practice to make it as accessible as I possibly can to as many people as I possibly can, and for it to fit as smoothly and easily and gently into your life as it can. Because the last thing I want for this to be is a chore or an obligation or something that you feel like you're not good enough for. This is meant to nourish you. This is meant to sustain you. This is meant to guide you and support you. And so that's what I made these little cards for. And I'm super excited about them because these can be used in tandem with, this is the new little prayer book. Oops, this is the new little prayer book. This can be used in tandem with the prayer book, or can be used on its own. And so the idea with the little system is that you have these 4 decks. And again, this practice is complements of my Whole and Holy Goddess Devotional prayer book. So that book is available out there. But these resources, so they're designed to complement this practice in daily practice. And there's audios, there's lots of things to go with this. This is really about these little cards. So the idea with these little decks, and these are available to you as PDF files to print out, I'm considering getting them professionally printed as well, because I think that would be fun and awesome. But I made a little word deck for every word of the 30 days. There's 2 of them because there was a set of words for the first month, and there's a set of new words for a second practice. So you've got the word cards, and if you print these out, I do recommend writing the number on the back. So this is deck 1, this is deck 1, prompt 2. So the prompts are in the front of the book. But they are also in my little daily videos, and they are also in your, there's a graphic for them, so wherever you found this video, there should either be a link to or an associated location for those prompts as just a single graphic. And so there's a deck of cards. If you want to keep them in order, that's why I suggest numbering them on the back, so that you have the order for you, and that way you can, you'll know where people are. If you don't want to use the words in conjunction with the daily prompts, you don't have to. You can just randomly shuffle it up, and you can just be like, hey, I got flourish today, and then you can choose to write about flourish, or you can literally take this card and set it by your computer, or if you've printed it out on a piece of paper, you can just fold it up and carry it in your pocket that day. And that can be your engagement with this 30 days of Goddess practice. You can just carry the little card with you. You can put it by your computer, you can put it in your pocket, you can put it in your purse, you can write something else on the back of it, you can roll it up and bury it, you can burn it, you can do what you want, or you can keep it and cycle through it and shuffle it up for later. And then the other thing that's new is I have these, what I call micro rituals. So there's a little deck of micro rituals, and these are just very teeny tiny little reminders. Some of them are things to do, some of them are just a reminder, like trust yourself to choose what's next. But a lot of them are something to do, but it's a very small action to do. And that's a micro ritual. And then I also have this little prayer card deck, which are relatively short, small prayers, a set of prayers. And so my vision for this deck as a system for you is that in the morning, you take your few seconds, maybe you light a candle, maybe you put your hand on your heart, maybe you take a deep breath, and then you pick a word. Extend. I got extend. Then you pick a practice. Offer a spontaneous prayer from your own heart. And then you pick a prayer. And then you've created this, oops, sorry, I didn't know they were not visible. Sorry about that. And then you create a practice from these. These are your messages. So extend is your word of the day. If you feel like getting your prayer book and writing something based on that, you totally can, or you don't even have to make a prayer book at all and you're still participating. Then you see, ooh, offer a spontaneous prayer from your own heart. So you think for a minute and you think about extend and you say, may I extend beyond my edges today. May I allow myself to open into possibility and to flow with what is. And then, since there's a prayer already written, you will have lit your candle, or maybe you're just sitting there with your hand on your heart, and then you can read this little prayer out loud or silently. And there's your practice. That's your practice for the day. So the practices, so the idea with this little mix and match deck is that the practices, the what to do, the prayers, it's kind of done for you. And like I said, that's not intended to cheapen it or minimize the commitment, but it's to make it accessible. So if you feel like, how can I possibly get out all these collage supplies and these colored pens, and I'm exhausted, I don't feel like writing a new prayer every day for 30 days, but I still want the touch base, I still want the sacred pause, I still want to connect in with this practice, then all you have to do is pick, trust. Let's see what else we got. Choose an oracle card. And a prayer to read. May I walk in wonder. May I extend my hand to touch the infinite. May I bow at the feet of mystery. And then you have, that's it. This can take literally 2 minutes or less. And then you have a daily practice kind of done for you, or set up with this minimal guide to help it be birthed into being, to help it come into being for you, instead of having to completely create it from scratch, or instead of feeling bound by I'm not finding the space to make this little book, so that means I'm excluded or I can't participate. You can totally participate. Watch my little video or don't watch my little video. Pick, and you've got it. And I am super excited to offer this because I love this idea. I love this creation, and I love I would love to see you make it your own. The other idea that I had is, let's say you pick your little cards. So since these are printable, you can print out as many copies as you want to. And so let's say you pick the card. Instead of writing something new, you can stick that in. You could stick that onto your page. You could take your prayer. You could stick the prayer onto your page. And you could even take, this prayer book has little micro rituals at the bottom. This deck is the same. The little deck is the same as the micro rituals on the bottom. But they're mixed up because they're just mixed up. It'll be random. Or you can put them in order. You can number them and put them in order if you want to. So you could stick it in. And you could stick it in. Just glue them down. Glue them down, chart the mood, your moon, the moon, your mood, and your rune or your oracle card of the day. Write your date in there, and that can become your prayer book page without having to generate it from scratch. You can combine these elements and glue them down, and then if you want to, you can print out a new set if you run out. Oops, put this in the wrong order. And the other thing I was going to say about this is keeping, so I understand that keeping little decks, all these little decks separate, maybe not sensible for you or comfortable for you. And so what I would suggest actually is just choosing a symbol to draw on the back. And so let's say you put a spiral on the word deck, and you put a heart on the prayer deck, and you put a sun on the practice deck. Then you can shuffle them all together at all times, and you just know, I need to pick a heart, I need to pick a sun, and I need to pick a spiral, and then I'll have the full complement. So that would be my suggestion. An addition that I haven't done yet is then you can keep everything together in a single stack and just shuffle it up and then just pluck it out based on the card back that you have. So super excited to offer this to you, and I hope you love it. I hope it enhances your connection to the goddess in your life. I hope it provides a moment of pause. I hope it provides a little dollop of sacred space in your day, and I hope it nourishes you, and I hope it helps your joy flourish. So thanks for being here.